Hello, everybody. Lord Magicus here. So we're here to play some Simic fishes. Yeah. I will suffice to say, the list that I brought to Philly didn't do as well as I had wanted it to. I feel like part of that was just the matches, and part of that was just an insane amount of like flooding and just getting mana screwed in general. But like, I don't know. Like, I do think that maybe the deck needs to have a little bit more long game to it, especially now since Cascade is going to deplete a little bit from the meta. After the banning, I think that games are going to be a little bit more grindy, so I feel like I want to bring Svyelun back, but I still want to keep Cenote Scout. I think that's good, and I think Pick Your Poison's still really good in this deck too, so I'm not going to change the mana base. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of some of the extra lords from the deck. I added 2 Mutavault, so we go back up to 20 mana. And yeah, we're playing some Svyluns in here. So we changed our interaction suite a little bit. Since Cascade is not our primary concern, I'm not putting Spell Pierces in the main deck. I have Counterspells in the sideboard I can bring in. And it's mostly because the Counterspell is probably the best counter to have versus the Reanimator decks, the Goryo's Vengeance, since it hits the elementals that they can cast, and also it hits the actual Vengeance part of it, so it's versatile like that. I mean, we do have Hexcatcher in the main deck to try to interact with it, but Stern Scolding in the main also stops them from like grief ephemerating us, and also stops Solitude, which are like the most important spells, I think. So yeah, if we can play Scalding in the main deck, I think that's going to do very well against them. And it'll also do pretty well against Yawgmoth. And Dismember will also help against that too. I feel like there's going to be a lot more Domain Zoo, so I'm willing to try, Scalding and Dismember. I think that because the Cascade decks haven't really found their rhythm yet after the banning, they lost Violent Outburst, which means, we don't need to worry about the non-creature spells quite as much, I think. We can afford to prepare a little bit more for the creature stuff. And yeah, so I think this will work out pretty well for that. So yeah, the Dismembers got split so we could add extra counters and extra subtlety to the board. So seems fine to me. So we're gonna run it with it like this and see how it does. I mean, I don't know necessarily how good the Tidebinder is in this deck, but it seems like it could be fine. So we'll continue trying it with like 3 Tidebinder and 3 Svyelun. With only 2 Mutavaults this way, it's unlikely that we're going to get mana screwed by it. It's there mostly to help cast the 3 drops, in which case, yeah, 1 colorless source can help cast them. I mean, it's possible we could draw both of them, but I mean, I wasn't playing either of those cards before, so it's not like if we draw Mutavault, it would have been a different land instead, so I think it's fine like this. Our mana base should be able to cast pretty much everything we want. And we still have Cenote Scout helping a little bit too. The other thing is that because of Orcish Bowmasters, if I'm going to play Svyelun, I probably want some stuff to deal with it, so Scalding and Dismember are both ways to account for Bowmasters coming in versus Svyelun. So it's just trying to be a little bit more prepared for that, so I expect that to be more of a thing. Oh yeah, I should probably post that I'm going live on Twitter. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, we didn't even start the match yet, so it'll be fine. Yeah. I feel like I feel confident in this approach. All right, we got a match. Good. We're on the play against XX. I'm assuming that's questionably awesome. Okay, XX. Sure. We get to be on the play with Vial. We have Cenote Scout. I think I'm gonna keep this. This is the kind of hand that should be okay. I will switch to chat here. I hate this. Every time the client updates, I have to redo. Where this is. Sure, that should be fine. Ragavan, okay. So we draw a land, we can play the Lord of Atlantis here. So I might want to just scout right away. See if we can find that land. If I do draw the land for my draw step, then okay, well that doesn't really help me here. Actually, no, it does because I can play Hexcatcher. Okay. Yeah, then you know what? I'm gonna do that. So if Ragavan attacks, I can just Violin Scout here. So wait for them to just bolt this thing. Sure. And hope they don't have another one. Cenote Scout. Interesting. It's kind of free, I think. I'll just do it with the trigger on the stack. I'll vial it in and see what's going to be on top. I feel like they might have been trying to set up expressive iteration off of the treasure plus their Misty, so it's possible they could just have another Ragavan though, so. Yeah, okay. Oh, you know what? That's right. I don't need to stop here. I'm not going to take it up. I'm just going to do this now. See, Botanical here is actually good. Yeah, I don't have to do anything here because I can wait for them to do something. I always have Mutavault to block too, but expressive, unfortunately, I can't do anything about. I mean, we're not doing terribly here, though. Okay. I can attack them for way more than they're going to attack me for, so. So now, if we draw islands here, we basically just win this game, all right? That actually might work here. Not monkey, merfolk. Oh my god. Do whatever you're gonna do. Like, take a bajillion damage. Like, we don't have to do anything here. They have to kill both of the lords and, like, still have blockers, and we need to not have another island walk lord, so. Yeah, we just passed through this turn. We just, like, fucking dunked on them for a bajillion. I don't know what they're looking for of iteration, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, alright, we got there. So against this deck, we want Pick Your Poison. This card's actually really good. Scalding is actually fine. I might not need Dismember. I mean, the 1-drops are also just kind of like okay. I don't know if I like Hexcatcher that much either. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough choice here. Probably Kumena Speaker can go. I don't want to overdo it on 1-drops because they're going to have like engineered explosives more than likely. I guess I can get rid of a Hexcatcher too. That seems fine. I mean, we get rid of their flying creatures. We do it. We'll keep the 2 Dismember. Seems like that's okay because they can deal with Ragavan. So the Stern Scoldings are nice because they also counter the creatures. And if they don't have the creatures in play, like they can't actually kill us. So we have all the time in the world. Then we land Svyelun and protect it. We're golden. And Dismember can be a little bit rough because they are a lightning bolt deck, so if you play like too many of them, sometimes you can put yourself in bolt range, but yeah, I feel like pick your poison's going to be a little bit easier to cast, so and they're not going to have the channeler doesn't get flying right away anyway, so we don't need to cast it in turn 1. I think this is probably a fine configuration for this. So if they just like try to dash Ragavan, like the Scolding becomes really good. I think some of them actually side out Ragavan against us. And I'm not sure whether that's good or not to do that. Because I mean, it is a pretty significant threat. Like it's one of the strongest ways for them to start the game off is like either playing Ragavan or Dragon's Rage Channeler on turn 1 because it demands like if they play either one of those creatures, it's going to dictate the entire flow of the game. But they become less great the later in the game you play them. So some players like just assume, well, we have a ton of things to throw in front of Ragavan, but it depends. Like especially with them being on the play, like I could see it might not be a bad idea to keep some in. So opponent is just like ran out of time here. It looks like. I don't know if they were having trouble sideboarding or if they just got distracted or something, but this is a really sketchy hand. Uh, they play Ragavan in turn 1, or they play a creature. I kind of have to kill it, but I'm gonna keep this in the draw. We have our scout. It's just this is the situation where like Grove is not gonna be great. All right. Like I probably have to kill that thing. All right, we'll play Scout and pray to Svyelun that we draw a land. And then if we draw a land, we can just play the Tide Shaper as a 2/2. All right, well, yeah, see, it was important that we killed the first one because them having 2 of them would have just been insane. I mean, I guess. I think if we find Island here, that I would rather play that over the Breeding Pool, so... Cavern of Souls is great. All right, Merfolk. This also means I could theoretically just play Svyelun next turn, so... And I have 2 creatures to block the Channeler unless they can give it Delirium here, which it's very possible they could. But Svyelun might help us race here. Okay. Bolt the Tide Shaper, sure. I mean, I guess that's the thing that can trade with this, so they don't necessarily know what they're going to surveil here. I'm assuming if they find Expressive, like that's probably good for them. Honestly though, there's a possibility I might want to just flash in Trickster and then just like try to eat it. Are we going Murktide already? Oh, we are. All right. Okay. Well, this would be really good for pick your poison right now. Well, we're gonna go Merfolk here. They have 2 cards left. It's gotta be Svyelun here, right? just pray that they don't have, like, yeah, like, pray that they can't kill it this turn. Not gonna, I don't, yeah, I can't attack because they have Murktide as a blocker. So I guess we're gonna need this Trickster to try to, like, tap this thing down and try to race it that way. But, I don't know, like, Svyelun might be enough to help us here. Like, if Trickster can just, like, keep that occupied for a turn. Well, they just put lands in the graveyard, so, yeah, they're not doing a whole lot. Okay, that's... So, the only thing is if I play Scout right here... Alright, I think let's attack. That's going to tell us a lot more about what we need to do right now. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I can just flash in Hexcatcher and then kill this thing. Make them spend a removal spell on this. Like, they might just concede. Alright. Oh, they have the Spell Pierce? Alright, so let's see. I can throw away everything to just trade with it, and then they have one card in hand. Let's see, though. My clock... I think I'm still winning this race, so I'm pretty sure I just let them do this. The only way this goes badly is if they have, like, a bolt. Otherwise, like, right now I'm attacking them back for 7, and if I draw a Lord, that kills them. But I have Trickster to tap this thing down. I think I'm just gonna let that resolve. I'm not gonna take the damage off of this, because if they draw a Lightning Bolt, I don't want to put myself in bolt range for that, so I'm just gonna hold up Trickster for right now. Ooh, that's bad. Alright, I did not count on them literally just having a second Murktide here. Alright, so we could be in trouble. Alright, Islands Walk Lord, I think, is what we need right this turn. Alright, well, we're just really good at Magic the Gathering today. Alright, we get there. Cool. Alright, we just dumpstered Murktide. That's great. Lord off the top was good enough. See, and I think there, if I would have sacrificed my board to like counter that Spell Pierce, the second Murktide might have actually been able to race us here. So, yeah, I think it was correct to do what we did. All right, let's be on the play. Fuck. This is kind of the same thing we had last time. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna play Vial into Cenote Scout and hope that that's good. I mean, we can if we draw a land, we can play the Hexcatcher at least. So, or possibly the Tide Shaper. All right. It looks like Fatal Push is being represented. Oh, that's really good. I mean, there's always a possibility that, like, Bowmasters is going to be a thing, so we can, like, kind of test the waters here. Oh, Profane Tutor? Okay. I think we're just going to try to kill them. That's pretty good. Yeah, alright. When they try to play Bowmasters, we have the Scolding to just counter it, so. And I mean, they're very close to dying, so. Alright, that has one more turn. Sure. They'll probably just kill the Mutavault here. Oh, they don't even try. Alright, they're just like giving up. Okay. So I think against this deck, the Dismembers actually help. I feel like the Spreading Seas are good. Probably like Counterspell and Subtlety is also really good. I don't think we like Kumena Speaker that much. Scolding is okay. Hexcatcher is not so amazing. Trickster is also just okay. I mean, it's possible we can just get by with 3 subtleties. I think that's alright. They do have... Yeah, the other thing is, maybe we don't want this. Like, Dismember could be okay. Because Dismember kills the Sheoldred. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Dismember is probably better. Do I want to bring any of these back? I could bring the Subtlety back instead of Scolding. Alright, we'll try it like this. Hand is not very good. We basically have, 2 creatures. Yeah, it's not really doing much. This is better, I think. And keep this. I'll put a counterspell on the bottom, I guess. Hope that Scout finds us some more lands. Well, Scout's probably going to get taken here. Yeah, good choice. That is that's quite a fine draw for me here. I'm okay with that. Finding an island would be great. We can get this counterspell online. Well, I guess we're casting Spreading Seas on this Herbivore. Actually, I gotta be careful because if I seize the Urborg, I can lose my Island Walk. It's probably still okay to do that though. They could potentially have Bowmasters here, but I gotta still cast this thing anyway. Okay. That's actually not bad at all. Because if they are going up to Sheoldred, that'll get rid of it. So they're only on 1 black mana here. I mean, we're kind of doing okay. I can use this to just cast Tidebinder if I wanted to. They could have Fatal Push, but I guess if they do, I'd rather them use it on Tidebinder. No, that's fine. Alright, pass. And I very likely will take Vial up next turn. There's Sheoldred. Sure. So I'm going to do this on my turn on my upkeep. We'll tap the island just in case we draw a scout. Okay, get rid of that stop. Yes. Do it now. Attack. Well, they know what our last card is, so they have like one turn to do something relevant here. Even if they blow everything up, it would kind of suck. That's not really going to help them very much. Like, there's nothing they can do here for 1 mana. I have the Counterspell, and I can just kind of ignore it. Like, I attack them for 10, and they get to cast, like, a spell, and then what? It's not going to do shit. Actually. Okay. I mean, what? I guess I could just draw a Lord here and win, right? So, Fatal Push can't actually do anything. The One Ring ain't doing shit. I have fucking Counterspell. I would not like to pay 2 life. Alright, we basically just win this game. Alright. Like, it feels very difficult to lose from here. Okay, do I even bother killing Karn? Because if I don't have Hexcatcher to flash in, so I could put them to 6. I have a Counterspell for the One Ring, and then I just basically win anyway. I also have Tidebinder for that ring too, but the Counterspell is probably the way to go. They get to cast basically 1 spell, and it's not going to matter here. Okay, no, they can cast a few spells, I guess. So they got the One Ring. Okay, well, first let's just let that trigger. Because that's not going to do shit, right? Because, I still have 6 damage on board, so sure, that's fine. If they try to, like, Fatal Push Svyelun, I could just Vial in the Tidebinder. Yeah, we win. Alright, that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Looks like Svyelun did her job. And, like, that is kind of, like, one of the matches I want this for. She's just gonna attack and draw us cards and win the game, so... They're not, like, super aggressive pressuring her life total, so... Gigantha, okay, so... It means it's either Tron or probably Domain Zoo. And I mean, I think I have to keep this hand, but we could be getting rolled here. Oh god, no. Fucking Aether Vial, what? What the hell is this? Nobody said... Vial's only on my team. Nobody's allowed to do it except me. Are we playing against, like, humans? Is that what's going on? Wow. Alright. Subscribed with Prime, Valeroth. Alright, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Okay. Blood Crypt. Alright, I have no idea what to expect here. Ragavan Dash. Alright, you got it. Sure! What are you going to find? I'm probably not going to be able to cast anything with just 1 treasure. What do you exile? The Cenote Scout? I guess they could actually cast that. Actually, I might be inclined to cast that with this. I don't understand Aether Vial and Ragavan. Like, this is not... This is new to me. I have no idea what this is... Or what's going on here. Warden of the Inner Sky. Artifacts and or creatures you control. Okay. All right. I guess I'm just gonna keep this Trickster back. If they try to like dash Ragavan again. Oh, they're just gonna Vial it in. That makes sense. Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be worried about here. What? All right, whenever you're attacking, discard a card. I think I probably have to deal with that, right? Okay, I feel like this is some sort of like weird humans deck, right? I gotta, because I don't want them getting value out of this just yet. Then next turn I can Tidebinder it down. Yeah, I didn't. Really? Okay. Sure. All right, let's go. No pro. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it a lot. You're the best. Urza Saga. What the fuck is going on? It's like this deck is just Trade Binder. I don't know, like what is this? We're just playing like Ragavans and Aether Vials and Urza Sagas with like some human cards. I don't understand what's going on here at all. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna use Tidebinder here. And then I'll probably just think, is this going up? It is. Okay. Vigilance and flying. That's scary, but there's not really much I can do about it. All right, so it has to be done at sorcery speed. So once they go to combat phase and okay, they're gonna do this now. Okay. All right. Yeah. Cast the Tidebinder. Hit this. I think they could have Fatal Push. It would kind of suck if they did, so I'm going to play as if they don't. Because if they do, either way, it's not going to be great. So let's just try to get some... All right. Okay, they don't have removal right now. That's good. I don't think I want to tick this up here. It's not bad. Okay. So right now, that thing is going to be a 2/2. I guess let's play Scout. I don't know if it's going to matter with the Hexcatcher. I doubt it, but just in case. Okay. All right, we'll get this vial going. You like this build? Yeah, I think that this has got some merit to it. I think like a Svyelun here would actually start changing this game immensely, so it's what we're looking for. I have no idea what to expect out of this deck. Like, it's like they're playing a humans deck, but they also decided, you know what's also a good card? Ragavan, so let's just jam that in here. And this is we're at the 2-0 bracket, so it seems like this deck is apparently doing well or something. So, all right, Trickster would also be a pretty good draw right now. Kill off one of these constructs. Underworld Cookbook. Okay, this is starting to make a little bit more sense here. So this is definitely an Asmo deck. All right. I have not seen this before. Oh, they've got Oval Chase. Oh, that's bad. All right, we really need to like kill them quickly. So we have what, 5, 6, 7, 10, but they also have food tokens. So like, spreading season to Lord could like potentially get them. But it's gonna, yeah. Yikes! This is gonna hurt a lot. They don't seem to be sure about this though. I think this is a good attack. I think they should make this. I guess they could be worried that like if they attack like this and I have like a trickster, they actually just lose. Or if I draw Dismember, right? Because then this will be 6, 8. Yeah, it'll be exactly 13. So I'm not gonna block because this gives me the best winning chances if I don't block. All right, we have draws that win the game here, so let's just look for them. All right, so this one we tick up. This one I think we just leave on 2. That's... Okay, so we actually do have to block or we're going to die. But here's the thing. They have to block or they're going to die too. Ugh, this is not great. Let's see, yeah, I assume they block here, then they would only take 4, 8, 11. I only have 1 blocker. They would have this dead, though. What if they just block a Lord? I could actually kill them that way. They have to block the Tidebinder or they're dead. The problem is that this is going to get Flying and Vigilance. So this will become a 4 because of this guy. So this will be, and yeah, pretend that this is also still going to be at least 5. So the Master will probably have to block this. Actually, they could also just tap these 3 things to get, like, we could be in trouble, but I think that the best thing we can do here is just attack. Because if they don't block the Tidebinder, then they actually just lose. So if they try to block anything else, like, yeah. All right. We're just hoping that this is enough. Yeah, well, they had to make the right block, and I think that was, yeah. All right. Sure. I think that I'm dead. It seems really close. Yeah, I'm taking 4 from that. I don't know. It's close. Like it is really close. They're gonna be at 5, right? If they can crack a food token, but I can soak up 4 damage off of this. So let's see, 4, 6, and then yeah, 7, 8. I might be okay. Depends on what their last like cards are here. All right, so what are they going to choose with this? I assume they choose this, right? Yeah, they're going to choose that, so I do have to block that. Okay. So I block here, I take 8. If they don't have anything else, like I could get there. Because right now I do technically have... Yeah, I do technically have lethal right now. But they have to do something else. Like cracking a food token is not enough. Galvanic Blast. Alright, fuck. I have to sack my entire board to that. Alright, I can't deal. Like, Blast is too much. So close. Alright, what were we going to draw? It doesn't... Why doesn't it show me the card I was going to draw? Damn it. Alright, well, whatever. Couldn't beat Galvanic Blast. Like, there was no line that was going to defeat that, I think, so... So, while Pick Your Poison actually does seem like it's okay, I'm not really convinced that that card is going to do a whole lot here, because they will just throw away a bajillion food tokens. So I think I want the removal. The Stern Scolding seems fine, and, yeah. Hexcatcher is probably not very good. It could be okay. The speakers are also... Well, the speakers might be fine. Who knows? I want to keep all the... I want to... Yeah, I need to blow up their sagas, so... Alright, we're going to do it like this. Yeah. We were close. Like, we almost got there, but not quite. Like, we had one turn where a top deck could have won us the game, and then we were very close again. I'm going to keep this, I guess. Scalding plus Trickster is not bad at all, because then I can just flash this in on turn 2. If they try to go Cookbook into, like, Asmo, then... Actually, no, it's a 3/3. It's not going to work for that, so... Yeah, never mind. It's not going to stop it. But it'll stop some of their other creatures. Alright, I can't deal with the Vial here, so sure. Play, I guess. This would be a really good turn for them to actually play creatures with mana and not with Vial. Oh. God damn it! Yeah, they Vialed in fucking Asmo. That's okay. That makes a lot more sense why they're doing this, because yeah, that's right. They can Vial it in on 0. It's actually pretty ridiculous. That probably means that they're not going to play another creature here. Oh, there's the cookbook. Okay. Sure. Yep. I don't think I can actually, like, beat this. They have 2 cards. Like, if they have, like, any of these fucking Oval Chase guys, like, I'm just sunk. I mean, I guess I play this, but I am not in a good spot here. Yeah, they did draw really good. Like, this was a really good hand. But yeah, like a single Oval Chase and like I can just concede because they can just kill off all my creatures for free. Like at any point if they draw it, we're just dead. Yeah, like this is going to be very difficult because only really Dismember deals with like any of these things because of this, so I don't know. There are a lot of times where like if they were playing this for mana like in turn 1, this would have been really good, but they had Vial here and they had everything, so yeah, I think I'm just lost. Well, I haven't played Oval Chase yet, so I I don't know that playing another Tide Shaper is going to do anything right now. They're attacking me for 7 here. Fuck. I think that I need to Trickster them again. Oh, yeah, I gotta Trickster this thing down, right? That's the only realistic way that's gonna happen, because then I can... Yeah, let them go to combat and see what happens. I don't think that we're gonna get there, but we'll try. Let's pretend that somehow, some way it's possible. Let them try to maybe tap these things to go all in on this guy. That's really bad. I think that means we die. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be way too strong, so... They have, you know, they can just keep discarding stuff. If they don't discard, that's actually almost worse, so... Oh, they just had another one of those. Alright, well... That's bad. I don't think I can afford to block right now. Alright, let's look at this. This is hitting me for at least 4 damage. This is probably going to be a 5/5 with Trample. I can throw Svyelun in front of this. But then it means I'm probably... Yeah, I'm going to get hit with... They can just put a counter on this guy, so I'm going to have to, like, block more than one of these things, right? And I mean, this also, we have to hope there's no more Galvanic Blast too, right? So we have to, like, block here, and then this has to block one of these two. Alright, never mind. They just had Blast again. Fucking insane. Yeah, there's nothing we could do about that. I don't know. I feel like every time I face Asmo, it's just like, oh, it's hopeless. Like, as soon as they get it in play, like, it's so dangerous. Like, a single Opal Chase, and they just, like, start killing your board, but that was even worse, because they just, like, had Galvanic Blast, like, all the time, too. I don't know. I find those matches very hard. I don't know that there's a whole lot we can do to fix it. Yeah, and that version running Aether Vial makes it, like, even harder than normal, so... I think we're keeping this. They have molded to 6 here, so we can lead off and Sanctum into Cenote Scout. I don't know if it shows them what order our hand is in, so I'm just gonna, like, randomize it. If it's like a Thoughtseize deck, I don't want them to, like, Thoughtseize me and see, like, oh, this is exactly what order your hand's gonna be. I have no idea how MTGO shows the opponent, like, the order of your hand, like, how you stack it versus how they have it. They have mulled to 5, so I'm assuming this is Domain Zoo, right? This has to be. They were looking for, like, Leyline plus Scion, I'm assuming. Draco... Yeah, I mean, it is possible. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just, I think it's difficult. Like, things kind of have to line up well for you and, like, not well for them, so... Alright, well, drawing 2 lands off the top was not really where I wanted to be with keeping a 3-land opening hand here, so... This is not particularly a good start to this. That said, oh, okay, well... Things are going to get worse before they get better. I'm probably going to have to Trickster this... Actually, you know what? I could just Tide Shaper the Sacred Founder. Oh, fuck. Well, they're not going to cast Dismember, so... God damn it! Alright, Merfolk. Alright, I have to hope they don't have another Lightning Bolt, right? Because if they have a Bolt, then that's just going to suck. But I think I'm going to Trickster this Nacatl. Alright, well, they played a land, so... Top 6 cards, you can reveal a creature. Alright. Ooh, alright, that's pretty good. Alright, what are we revealing here? Territorial Kavu. Alright, that's fine, I guess. I'm just going to kill the Kavu, so... And block Ragavan. Well, they don't have a card to discard, so... Sure. And then I guess we just cast Tide Shaper to try to, like, turn off some of their mana sources here. Well, they have no cards left, so we're kind of doing okay. We just need to stop drawing lands. Alright, that's much better. Yeah. Let's cast this. Alright, and I'm not going to be blocking this thing. I think we're fine. Because we have Island Walk here, so if they don't draw like exactly a Lightning Bolt, then we're good. Oh, fuck, this guy again. He's really good. Well, they don't have a card to discard, so it's actually not that scary. And I think we can race this. We get to play a land and then attack them for 9, so that's pretty good. Yeah. It's thing. So this is another good point here. I guess if they play a creature, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to play the Master of the Pearl Trident and attack with everything. Just, they don't draw a Lightning Bolt, they die. That's it. That's the game, so... We attack them for 9, and then, you know, potentially just kill them next turn. You mulled to 5 looking for your stupid combo. Well, now you're going to suffer the consequences. Yeah, like, if the most they can do is 8 damage to... Or, I guess 9, right? I don't really care. Well, they're going to discard and just pray here, I guess. Discard Stubborn Denial. That seems pretty good. Alright, what's the top card of your deck? Triumph. Technically not dead yet, because they could still cycle it looking for the bolt. Oh, I guess no, they can only play it. They can't cycle it. They're dead. So, yeah, never mind. It doesn't go to their hand. It just stays in exile and they can play it. Alright, we win. Good game. You can put Jacantha in your hand if it makes you feel better. Actually, you probably should have did that first. Okay. Look, I want you to know, never did we not have it. You had no chance anyway. We have to send the message. Alright. So, they are definitely going to be playing like Leyline and Scion, so I think we want Pick Your Poison for this. I don't think Hexcatcher is very good here. I mean, although everything else is just kind of okay. Like, actually, the Stern Scoldings are pretty good, I think. I feel like Dismember is pretty good, so... The only time that it's not is, when they have Leyline, but we can't really do anything about that, so I think think we want that. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. I don't want to have two, I don't think we want all 4 dismembers because they are a lightning bolt deck and they have like tribal flame, so they will be very aggressive in our life total. This hand is very good. I think we are in a very good spot with this. No matter what they do on here, yeah, we should be fine. No, we're definitely keeping this. No ley line for them. Okay, so they're not doing anything here. I can just go on scout and then I have poison in case they ever do find their guy, so. Or if they go for like a ley line binding, that would be good. Vial is even better. We'll do that for sure. Means they can't bolt us. And the next turn, we can actually just hold up this Scolding if we want. I don't have to. I'm not in any particular rush with that card. And they obviously don't have Ragavan here, so I guess they could have Kavu. That's possible. They could have their other 2-drop guy. I don't think they have Nicadal because they would have played that turn 1 probably. Leyline binding? Okay, you're gonna take my fucking Aether Vial? Sure! Good job, opponent. Like, I don't need that card at all. This is great. I could just get it back as well, so... Alright, like, if I really want it back, I can just pick your poison and make you get rid of this. I don't think that's necessary, though. I think that I'm just going to play Scout here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get an island right now because if there's a good card, I want to leave it on top. So I want my Scolding up and then this here. I will put that in the graveyard. I don't need the 3rd pick your poison right now. Actually, probably another land would be more helpful because then I can deploy either Tideshaper or Master and then hold up Scolding again. I would like to use this turn, but I want them to play like Kavu this turn so I can just counter it. Or if they play Scion, I can make them sacrifice it. That would be okay with that. Okay. So they need more mana types here. Very specifically trying to avoid getting the island, right? Because they don't want to give us Island Walk for free. Yeah, I see you. Alright. Brawler. Actually, I can't counter this. This is too powerful. Wait, its domain ability works when it's on the stack? Okay, that's good to know. Actually, I did not realize that worked like that. Okay, no. So okay, we can't actually counter this with this. This is important information. All right. This only works in like Ragavan. This might actually be a good time to just get my vial back. So I might need to start ticking this up to actually like get back in here. This one is the island one. Okay, so actually I could have played Master and attacked, I guess. I did not realize. See, this is the other problem. Like, these things are so fucking hard to read, so. Alright, it's fine. This is a lot less useful than I thought it was going to be, specifically because I did not realize Domain worked when it was on the stack. I thought it was that affected only when it was in play. So, we're going to rely a lot less on this in a 3rd game if that's the case. I will do this, though. I can cut this off at least. No, they're pretty redundant with types right now. That's useful. Svyelun, I actually kind of want Svyelun here. No. I guess let's hit this one. Yeah, I can't attack because I just put these in, so I need to survive like 2 turns. I'm not going to block this. I'm really just hoping they play like a Scion here, because then pick your poison will be very good. That's terrible. All right. Well, that's not great. They have 1 card left. Okay. Okay. Let's see. If they have a bolt, then I'm going to die regardless, so I think I need to try to pretend that there's a possibility I can win this race. So let's attack with the Tide Shaper. We will throw the Cenote Scout away to block this thing. And if we're lucky, we can pick up a Trickster. If it's a bolt, it's a bolt, so. Oh fuck. Alright, that's bad. Yeah, like I can't beat them having a second one, so. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna bring in Dismember and Subtlety, I think. Alright. That's fine. Let's go. It was a little bit awkward, that game, but this stands great. Let's keep it. We want to find our 3rd land, and then Cenote Scout can help us find more stuff. We have, all the creatures we want, so. They didn't leyline us turn 1, so that's a good sign. I think we're throwing away anything that's not a land. Ooh, fuck. That's very tempting. I'm going to put it in the graveyard, though, because I still want the 3rd land so I can actually play Svyelun. That's going to be way more important. Okay. Alright, what do we got? Cenote Scout. That's good. I can kill this thing. Play another Scout. Yeah, Scout's doing some work, but so we've dug fairly deep, but we need to find that 3rd land because I really want Svyelun online. Or if they play Kavu, then even Tidebinder would be great because then I can just kill it with the Tidebinder, so. It looks like they might be going that route here. No? What is this? Is this Leyline, it looks like? Alright. It looks like they might just be playing Leyline Binding this turn. Which is fine with me. That means they're not playing a creature and they're taking more damage. A lightning bolt, okay. Alright. I mean, land would still be the best thing here right now, I think. Because Svyelun is the difference maker. Interesting. Alright, I'm not going to attack here. I'm probably not going to block this thing if it attacks either. There's way too high of a chance that they're just going to like bolt one of these guys and then, you know, Svyelun will die, so. I will attack with Svyelun, though. That I'm willing to do. They can't attack now, right? That's, yeah, silly. But I get a free attack. Well, they have not found another land here, so I'm going to keep up Tidebinder, and then if they crack a fetch, then I'm just going to counter it. Because otherwise, like, we're winning this, I think, so. They have nothing to do here, that's fine with me. What's the best thing to do to maintain my advantage? I guess if I just flash it in, they have to block everything, and, like, they just... Yeah, this still trades with everything that they're doing, so I can safely attack with this. Force them to block. That's pretty awesome. Sure, we'll play it. Actually, I should not have, because I could draw Mutavault off of Svyelun here. So it's technically incorrect to play the island. We'd still probably win anyway, but they don't know that, so. Like, this is ridiculously winning at this point. They have to block at least one of these things. They can trade with this. Okay. Go to 3. That's fine. It means you can't fetch and shock. Yeah. We win. Okay. 3-1. Svyelun again is making us look like a fucking genius. Alright. That's fantastic. Love it. Yeah, look at how great she was against this deck. And I feel like Domain Zoo is going to be very popular because I think a lot of the Rhinos players might shift over to this version of the deck now, since they're sad about losing Violent Outburst. We are on the draw, but we do have 2 lands, so we're okay. This is just a solid hand to keep. So, yeah, so far, I really like Svyelun here, and I really like Cenote Scout. I feel... Oh, God, we're up against creativity? Fuck. Alright. Alright, we're in for one. This is happening. means we gotta watch out because like Wrenn and 6 might be a thing. Tidebinder might be able to eat a fetch land that's critical for us, so that would be really good. Or it could potentially stop. Fuck yeah, Wrenn and 6 is gonna just get this fetch back, so I probably need to like counter this fetch with or this ability with this. So yeah, it's gonna make it really difficult. Well, all right. Alright, what's the best thing to do here? Probably just flash in Trickster. This isn't really the kind of hand that I need to defeat creativity right now. So I kind of need to kill this Wrenn and 6, but it's going to be very difficult because they can just keep getting this back. This is only going to stop it for one turn. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is they're gonna fetch. So I kind of have to Tidebinder the fetch so that they can't creativity this turn. So I guess that means I have to use Vial here. I mean, yeah, that's it. Like, I don't have a choice. So the other option is I could let them have an Archon, but like if they have a single bolt, then I'm in a lot of trouble. So it looks like, yeah, here's a bolt. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of boned. I don't really have the pressure here, and I don't, unless I can like draw a Hexcatcher at like out of nowhere, I don't know that it's gonna help. And here's the thing: what are they gonna cast? They're gonna cast Fable this turn. Okay. Well, I guess I just let them do this, right? No, the problem is they have their target for creativity now, no matter what. So I guess Tidebinder's got to try to hit the Wrenn and 6. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I see. They're playing around it right here. That makes a whole lot of sense. You would have countered chapter 1. Okay, so they're taking it up. See, all right. I guess they were trying to see if we had it. So yeah, here I do need to play this because now the problem is like Wrenn and 6 also lets them keep retracing this fucking lightning bolt, and I need this thing to go away. So I can't keep doing that. All right. I guess I just attack them here. See if they. What happens if they get Archon? They make us sacrifice a creature, but I'm just gonna sacrifice the Kumena speaker, right? So. Ooh, that's not a good sign for them. Okay. That means they can't bolt our creatures away, so. They can get an Archon, but I don't know that an Archon is actually enough to win. Like, it's still going to be really close, so. Like, they have to block the Tidebinder, or they're dead. I'm going to leave this on, too, because I can draw a Lord off of this Grove, potentially, so. Or I can just do that. But, I mean, Archon was going to have to trade with this, right? So. Yeah. Lightning Bolt's not going to save you here, opponent. Never didn't have it. That's right. All right. This is where we want Counterspell for sure. All right. Okay, Stern Scolding is not very useful here at all. What else do we want? Spreading Seas, like, sort of is okay, but not really. Dismember is also only, like, sort of okay. It is a lot less crunchy. It's way more interactive. That's part of the thing here. Subtlety is okay. I think this is also okay. Yeah, no, it seems like it's all right, but not like amazing. I'm going to take out one card. I have one other reason in the main besides Scout for green. Yeah, like, I do think that Pick Your Poison's a good sideboard card here. I have to side out one card. I'm going to say I think Svyelun can come out here. Well, I'll take out one of those. Just because, like, once the game gets to, like, turn 4 or 5, it's basically over one way or the other, so I don't think, like, I don't really want this to go that long. I want to just be low on my curve, so we're going to try it like this. And see if Counterspell is in the sideboard is going to do the work that we want it to do here. Yeah, I guess this is, like, as okay a hand as we're going to reasonably get. It kept 7 cards. Sure. Spending all the cost of having green into blue and not doing much with it. Yeah, well, that sort of is okay. Yeah, just gotta play Aether Vial here. You can potentially just Tide Shape or something, but Bolt might be a thing. Not a whole lot we can do about it if it is, so. Target the land and hope that there's no lightning bolts here. Okay, pass. Alright, what do we do on opponent? Another fetch land. Alright. Well, they didn't seem to have Wrenn and 6, right? So, I mean, I guess they could have played it in turn 2 if they had it, so. There's a lightning bolt. So, okay, they might have it now. Maybe not. Uh, they might, I don't know, they might just have like another fetch into creativity, so I may need to Tide Shaper another land so to keep us in this a little bit more. I'm gonna get an island. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get the breeding pool. I don't have any more green mana, so let's just hit that. Veil of Summer. Okay, sure. I mean, if you have fucking Archon, you have Archon. I can't really do much about it. Just hope they don't have exactly it, so. They do not. That's good. There's Fable. I mean, Fable's fine. I can beat Fable at this point. It's a little bit slow for him. I think we're going to leave this on 2. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Just attack with our Island Walkers here and then play Svyelun. I guess I'm going to leave the Cavern in my hand just to potentially represent Force of Negation. So again, if Archon comes out, like, I just sacrifice Kumena Speaker, I guess. Well, they can double Archon now. That's way worse. Alright, I need them not to have it. If they have it, they have it, so... Yeah, they have it. You can see they have the fucking thing. They discarded an Archon, so... Oh, they only have one! Okay! Opponent, only having one is very, very dangerous right now for you. Yeah, let's play the Cenote Scout first. Oh, wait, I thought they had the Dwarf token and the, Goblin. Yeah, didn't they have a 2 targets for this? They cast it targeting the Shaman and Dwarf token. They revealed their whole deck. They didn't have another Archon in their deck. Yeah, so we got to see everything. Did they fucking misclick? Because, oh, I guess this is the one they revealed, right? So, do they only... They have to have another one in their hand. Merfolk Trickster on top wins the game, so, I mean, fuck, it's like really, really close, right? Yeah, it's 9. So they go to 1, and I have like a million creatures, so who cares? Yeah, like the chances that they can like actually win from here, like 0. They have one blocker, and they have to block like everything. They have to kill the Lord, and they have to have blockers for like everything, right? I mean, I guess that's true. I could have waited with the Trickster. I feel like we're still winning this regardless, though. But that is also a fair. Could have just attacked and then tapped this, and then they didn't get to do it at all. They still have to kill this, which costs them 2 mana, and then they're not going to have enough to deal with the rest of this. So they at best can block Svyelun and then take 4. So that's how I envision this going down. Oh yeah, they're dead. Like this is too much. All right. Well, we went 4-1. The only deck we lost to was Asmo, which I thought was like pretty much. Yeah, Asmo was like a complete clusterfuck. So that's fine. But I mean, the rest of this looked really good, and I think we actually made use of pretty much all the cards in here. Yeah, Counterspell did a thing. Did we bring in Subtlety? I don't remember if we actually brought it in or not, but yeah, Asmo is like really, really difficult. But I mean, I think basically all the other cards, like we did bring in Seas, and we brought in Poison, Dismembers were useful. I don't know if the 4th Dismember was actually that useful, so like maybe Dismember number 4 could be something else. Scalding we did see a little bit of play out of, but the Counterspell looked like it was pretty decent. And with our mana base like this, we can actually cast the damn thing, but it means that we have to not play a 3rd Mutavault, so that's in order to like have enough sources for it. But still, I mean, this is pretty good, so yeah. I don't know, I feel like this is about where we want to be. Like the only other thing that, like I said, I might consider is maybe like getting rid of a Dismember, but I don't know what other card we would put in here. Like maybe another Seas, or like could bring in like a Force or like another Scolding or something. I don't know. There's a lot of choices. Like this last slot it could be anything. Maybe even like another Svyelun or something. That's reasonable. And Counterspell is useful. Would Mana Leak have also worked? That's true. That is also very, very true. Mana Leak probably is fine right now. The only time where... You know what? There might have been one time where that wouldn't have, and that's the Cabal Coffers deck. Because that there is definitely like a turn there where they could potentially cast the One Ring and still have the extra 3 mana to pay for Mana Leak, but they couldn't do anything about Counterspell. So in that case, then I think Counterspell is probably better, and I do think that I've seen that deck being played enough where that might be a good enough a reason. So, but if you're not worried about that, like if you're not worried about like Tron or the Coffers deck, then Mana Leak is probably better because you can cast it with your Mutavault easier, and you can cast it with like Island Cavern of Souls, so that's a thing. Still, yeah, I gotta say, Cenote Scout was good, Pick Your Poison was good, and then Svyelun was also fine. So she did the job that she needed to. So yeah, it's a pretty solid 4-1. So probably next week we'll run this list back again, but still trying to figure out if this is the card that needs to be in the main deck. Like I feel like I want to play as much cheap interaction in game 1 to be more aggressive as like then. But the other thing about this is like Stern Scolding is also fine when you're playing against a bunch of elementals. So, and I mean, yeah, if you know your opponent's playing stuff like Bowmasters and Grief, like it does help keep the way clear for your creatures to get there in game 1. So it is like the alternate to Spell Pierce, yeah. For sure. The Spell Pierce slot, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But it's either like Pierce or Scolding. And I mean, I think that because Cascade is like going to be gone, like they're still figuring out what to do with their Cascade list. I feel like Scolding is probably going to be a little bit more valuable in the time being because I think more decks are going to be playing creatures. So probably, I don't know. It's still pretty close. I mean, it's also possible like a third, like we play like 2 of these and like the 3rd Dismember comes in the main deck. I don't know. We'll have to test it out more. Like I might keep it as is just because I haven't played with this card a lot because I really, you know why I haven't played with this card? It's yeah, see where it says this right here, the Lord of the Rings. It's not really my jam, but I don't know. Like yeah, Dismember definitely is okay, but we might not need all 4, especially because with our mana base we're taking a little bit more damage than usual. So maybe only having 3 copies is fine, and we can play like 1 extra copy of something else. Like we could play like another Spreading Seas or something. So like if we're worried about Tron, then more Spreading Seas is fine. Or who knows? Like I don't. There's tons of options. Like like I said, we could play like another Svyelun or another Tidebinder, or like just a Force of Negation is possible. You need it, like even maybe like 2 forests and 3 counterspells could be okay. That's, gives us something to do when we're tapped out. So opponent has to play around both things then. Yeah, you don't really want to dismember 2 things. I mean, there are definitely games where like I've cast 3 dismembers and won the game at 1 life because of it, so it can be really good. But if I think though, like against say like Murktide, if we're playing Stern Scolding, like that can help. Like if we counter like a Ledge Shredder or like a Ragavan or a Dragon's Rage Channeler with it, then it like keeps less pressure off the off the Dismember, so we don't need to lean on that as much. Plus, also Pick Your Poison kind of comes in against that, so we don't need like Dismember as much. Like this, I think the mostly like we want this to hit stuff like Ragavan or like the Mana Dorks when we're playing against Yawgmoth and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where I see it. But yeah, or like against Shieldred, like we probably want to keep a couple copies of it against like stuff like Shieldred decks, because just killing that and killing them is really, really strong. But yeah, like I kind of like this is a good balance between like beatdown and pressure. So we're not fully on like beatdown, but we are playing like a couple extra 1-drops, and I think Cenote Scout is definitely way better than Rishadan Dockhand. We have to sacrifice a little bit more in our mana base for it, but this card was amazing every time we cast it, and I think this should actually be like something that all the Merfolk players are playing. Whether you're playing Pick Your Poison or not, you should definitely play Cenote Scout. Now, if you're not playing Pick Your Poison in the sideboard, you can adjust your mana base a little bit and still be able to play this just fine. Like Cavern of Souls is already casting this for you. You can rely on Aether Vial a little bit. You have your Sanctums, which are basically free. So like, I don't know, maybe you can like get away without like 1 or 2 of the fetches or something like that. But I probably wouldn't change it a whole lot though, because like this does feel like this is about as consistent as we need it to be. So the 2 Mutavault is probably the right number too, because it like helps us get to our 3s. But like unless we draw both of them, like Mutavault and like any 2 other lands will help us cast Svyelun, so that seems like that's fine. Yeah. The other thing is like, yeah, Stern Scolding does counter Solitude, so that makes our attacks a lot better against the white deck. So that's a very, very important thing to note. Yeah, Pierce versus Scolding is also the idea that things that kill our dudes tend to be creatures. Yeah, or like I don't know, like Skyclave Apparition is a good example. Like, okay, well, Spell Pierce does nothing against that. We really want Stern Scolding to counter something like that. Or like, yeah, Solitude's another good example. So Orcish Bowmasters is a good example. We want to Scolding that if possible. So yeah, all good calls in that. Yeah, this mana is basically each slot has a purpose for sure. We did have the 1 Grove as our starting land with Dismember, but still, because it's only 1 Grove and not multiples, we were able to weather that storm of life loss. That's all right. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is probably where it should be. We have 3 basics and 3 fetches, so like Blood Moon would still hurt because we need like at least 2 islands to probably weather a Blood Moon storm, but like we're not straight dead to it either, because we do have Vial. We can cast a Hexcatcher with like 1 island. We can cast Tideshaper with an island. The Dismember can still be cast. The Scolding can be cast with 1. The Otawara can still bounce stuff, so it's not completely lights out, but like this is going to be a little bit more vulnerable to a moon if we see it, but that's fine. We can live with it. So all right. That's all I've got for today. It was a very successful league, I think, 4-1, and only losing against like Asmo, that's fine. I don't really expect to beat that deck most of the time, so yeah, I will consider that a good victory. Like what our wins were against Murktide. We won against the humans. Or no, I'm sorry. No, we won against the Coffers deck. We beat the Domain Zoo deck, and then yeah, we beat this deck, which we were just playing against. Come on, I know this one. We were just there. We just went through this. Okay, why am I not remembering the deck that we just played? Oh, the Creativity deck, obviously, yeah. So yeah, I mean those are 4 pretty like legitimate decks I would expect to find in a metagame. So yeah, beating those 4 decks, I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, and losing like Asmo is out there, but like I don't think it's as common. And like I'm not preparing to beat that because the amount of stuff that I would have to do that is just ridiculous. Like I don't want to play Kiras and stuff, or I don't want to play like Cursed Totems or some nonsense like that, or like Collector Oofs, or I have no idea what it is exactly we'd have to do, but like it would not be great. So we just pretend that doesn't exist and just hope that we can muddle through it if we find it. So yeah, the only flex in this is like the number of fetches versus basics. Yeah, like I don't think I'd want to go less than the 3 fetch lands here. Now I always split up my 3 if I'm playing like fetch lands, I try to split them up just in case of Pithing Needle, because maybe some opponent is dumb and they'll like name Misty Rainforest, and then you don't want to draw like the second fetch land and not be able to use it because they just made a dumb mistake. But it really doesn't matter mostly if you only have like Flooded Strands, and just play like 3 Flooded Strands, it'll be fine. But I don't think I would play less than 3 fetches for sure, because you need access to the green sources, and I feel like we have enough green here in order to cast our 1-drops on curve. So, and like Cenote Scout is very often the card we want to cast in turn 1 whenever possible. Like the only card I cast more than this in turn 1 is Aether Vial. Otherwise, like this is my go-to 1-drop. So yeah, maybe Dismember if the opponent like leads off on like Ragavan on the play, but otherwise like. Unless I really need to dismember a creature, I'm gonna play in order Vial, and then if I don't have Vial, then I'm probably playing Scout because I want to like fix my draws for the next turn, because that's gonna snowball into the rest of the game. So I mean, you could get away with 1 breeding pool, but I would not really like that. I think that you should probably have 2. So I think that 2 is the right number of it. And I think the 1 Waterlogged Grove is also correct. Like, I did talk to Nikachu about, like, maybe playing a second one, but yeah, I think after that conversation, I'm pretty convinced 1 is a good number, so. I mean, it kind of takes the slot of the 3rd Mutavault from, like, the mono blue list, where it's a 3rd land here that does something, so you have, like, 17 mana lands, and then you have, like, 3 lands that do things, so that kind of still works out. Field of Ruin is still a good reason for why the mana shape. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't go less than 3 basic islands, but like, yeah, this is still probably like you do need to keep enough actual green sources, and so if they're gonna Field of Ruin your breeding pool, you want to be able to fetch for a second one for sure. Yeah, I can see that this mana base looks really really good. So yeah, the mana base is going to be the most important part of this, because like the spells like we're casting are very good. I think like especially like Scout is really good, and like Pick Your Poison is good, and a lot of times you're going to want to follow up Scout with like a Trickster or a Lord. So the green into blue matters a lot, but also then you want to be able to cast Pick Your Poison by like turn 2 or 3 at the latest usually. So having enough actual green sources for that matters. So yeah, it's good. Just play 4, dude. Yeah, so yeah, the rest of the list you get was very quad laser, and I mean, a lot of the Merfolk people like to play quad laser stuff. I feel like this is a little bit closer to like how I kind of like stuff, where I split things up a little bit more. So I know Nikachu has like been moving Tricksters kind of to the sideboard because he doesn't feel like they're as necessary in main deck, but if he's going to side something out, like, Trickster is just good enough to bring in to replace it. I don't know. Yeah, the quad laser cult. Yeah, well, maybe a little bit, but it's, I do think that though in this list, like this is probably really close. Like maybe the 4th Svyelun is not bad for this, so that's something that we might see in the future. But yeah, like honestly, like I like this a lot. So. I could gush about this list for all day, but yeah, I think we've been doing that for like about 10 minutes now, reviewing this deck list. So, well, I don't know, we'll play more with it next week. So, yeah, this looks good to me. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing more with it and seeing how this turns out. So, all right, everyone, I appreciate you being here with me. Oh, God. I guess we should actually check to see like if other people are streaming, because we haven't like rated anybody in quite a while. Is anybody playing Modern here right now? We might actually have to find somebody new. I don't know. I have no idea who's even playing Modern. Let's see. So let's take a look. I see a bunch of Legacy going on here. Okay. Yogg with no outburst. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna check out. All right. So he's playing some Yawgmoth, so we can get an idea of like what that deck is up to right now. So yeah, Trickster has utility with Tidebinder. I do like having lots of flash creatures to play, so like Counterspell stays like easier to cast. So there is that. All right, everybody. I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, click the thumbs up button on the replay. All right, it means a lot to me. All right, that's all I got. So we'll see you later. Bye.